Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Honest Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Sweet. And today we are diving into forgiveness. Yeah, we're diving in the deep end, babes. This episode is strictly for the people who want healing for themselves because we don't want to live in resentment. We don't want to live in with anger, bitterness, all of the things that just don't make you a beautiful person and all of the things that stop you from being you, right? Like we want to be great. We want to receive our blessings. We want to move on. We want to have the understanding of why we are here. So we're going to cover validation, we're going to cover healing, how to do it. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and also follow my mommy events program at Mommy Date Club. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this. So when someone inflicts pain onto you, you really can't take it personal, and this is why, okay? So first and foremost, hurt people hurt people. We hear this all the time. And let me tell you why it's so true and why you can't take it personally. So when you have a friend or a business partner or you're in a relationship, let's just say, and this person did something super damaging, super traumatic to you, and you're just like, how am I even here? My heart is so broken about this. What about me? Like, why did this happen to me? Is it me? Did I not do this? Like we go through all of those emotions in our head because we're taking it way too personally. And really, when people go out of their way to purposely hurt you or purposely do things and put people in positions that they know can cause trauma, those people are dealing with a lot of issues within themselves, right? So whatever you spill out to the public, whatever you spill out to people and you pour out, it shows what is within. Someone doesn't love themselves fully, there's no way that they can love you, right? Because how can a person put all of this energy that you want to feel or you feel you deserve from this person? How can they give that to you if they can't even give it to themselves? And so when someone makes a decision that is to harm you or to hurt you, it shows the level of work that they need to do. And that's why you can't take it personally, because it really has nothing to do with you. And it's going to feel like it does for the longest time, but you always have to remind yourself and see what it is for what it is. What it is they just need to be healed from that certain area in their life. And you actually should be more supportive and like pray for them and help them. But that doesn't mean you have to not have your boundaries or detach from them. So don't take it personal. Forgiving someone who's not sorry is not about them, right? So what we do is we make forgiveness about other people. We feel like other people need to hear I forgive you. It's just a word. Like just saying it, it's just a word. The action of forgiving is actually letting go, loving through it all, and moving on and understanding that, like, you know what? I'm going to give you grace. I'm going to move forward. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to condemn you. It's whatever. And of course, we're going to do all these things when we're hurt. But once you get over that, you have to understand that forgiveness is to help yourself. Because if you can't forgive someone else and you're walking around with anger and bitterness and all of these different things, you are literally creating a sickness within yourself. Because being bitter and angry, you're attracting so much negative energy. That's what you're doing to yourself. Because you being mad or angry they don't care. They did what they did, right? And maybe they do care, but it's not going to affect them as much as it affects you, because eventually they're going to move on with their life. So you have to navigate and understand that like forgiveness is just not a word. It's an action. You have to wake up every single day, pray, still love, still push through it, but also have understanding, clarity, and closure as to why this happened. And when you can dictate and understand that closure doesn't mean someone has to tell you sorry. They don't have to tell you sorry for you to get your closure. They don't even have to understand how you feel. Your closure is that this didn't serve you. There's no purpose in this for you. That's the closure you needed, because God's trying to show you this friendship isn't for you. This relationship isn't for you, because if it was for you, it would have worked out, right? Like, there's no God in chaos. He is not the author and finisher of chaos and abuse and trauma and all of these nasty, ugly things that do not serve us. So we know things aren't going to be perfect, but there's levels to things. If you're deciding to walk away from something, that means it's detrimental in some kind of way to you physically or mentally. So your closure is understanding that actually you need to choose better. And it ended because it needed to end. You don't need an apology. You don't need anyone to understand how this made you feel. You need to understand what you need. That is your closer, and move forward with that and understand that living in bitterness and ugliness, that is not going to help you, babe. You got to let it go. But anger, trauma, all of that, all of the like ugly stuff actually causes so much sickness, like in your body, in your mind. Like, it's such a like, what is the word? Like a flesh eating type of disease. So it's okay to be angry. We're human. Like, you're not going to be like, oh, walking around, everything's great. Yes. I love my girl. That's my girl. No, people are going to make you angry. Relationships are going to make you mad. Business partners are going to piss you off. You're going to be angry. But the question you have to ask yourself is, for how long? How long? Because 1 minute anger can be an emotion and it can easily turn into a disease. You want to be angry for years, or do you want to be happy? Because people can literally piss you off or do things to hurt you, break your heart, whatever it is, right? But there's people who can also make you feel beautiful and can do beautiful things with you. There's things that you don't need from people that you can get from yourself. That's the cool thing about life. Anything we want to feel, any confidence we want, we can go get it for ourselves. We don't need a person to get validation. So that anger stuff, y'all, we're human, so you're going to get angry. But for it to become a disease is when it doesn't come healthy. And a lot of people are sick because of it. And you have to understand and realize that, like, you have a choice, right? You have a choice to be happy. You have a choice to wake up and forget about things, or you have a choice to harbor and let things fester. And yeah, so everybody comes into a relationship with sacrificing things. And I feel like some things are healthy sacrifices, and I feel like some things are unhealthy sacrifices. And you don't realize what is an unhealthy sacrifice until you marry someone or until you get in a relationship and you're realizing that maybe you're dropping your morals a little bit, or maybe you aren't as confident as you thought. And so I feel like in my past dating history, I sacrificed a lot of just myself for other people, a lot of my actual opinions for other people, because I just felt like I love this person so much. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to deal with this. You know, like at that point, I'm sacrificing my brain, my mind, how I truly feel. And that's not healthy. Healthy sacrifices are things that don't cause you to drop your morals. Healthy sacrifices are things that don't cause you to drop your morals that you have with God. Like, don't get in a situation where you are now being convinced to rethink the things you know you are deserving of. There's just things that I know that I don't believe in. I know I have zero respect for. And instead of feeling like I love this person so much, so I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice my thoughts, sacrifice my morals to make it make sense for them. But then at the end of the day, I'm still going to be uncomfortable. Then it's going to make me unhappy. Then it's going to make me bitter. Those are things that I will no longer do ever again. Like, live for you at the end of the day. It's okay to compromise. It's okay to come together and like make it make sense if it does. But yeah, that's a really big one that can like turn to the downfall of who you are. I definitely have stayed in situations way too long. Specifically, it started with friends with me, right? So I feel like I always looked for a sister. So any friend that I would get, I would be like, this is my sister. Like, I want that sister bond. Like, this is my sister. So to me, I'm looking at you as family at that point, not realizing that everybody's story is different. Some people don't know how to love. Some people are jealous. Some people are not coming as a friend with pure intentions because they're jealous of you. Or they just don't have pure intentions and they're a selfish friend, right? So I would sit there and see the beautiful parts of them, but convince myself to believe that, oh, they're going to change, or, oh, it doesn't matter. That don't matter because they're cool. It's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. Like, there is certain morals, certain lines, certain things that you just don't cross. Friendship, relationships, whatever it is, the whole relationship aspect of life comes with its boundaries, comes with its respect. No one's going to be perfect, but there is a level of respect that you are deserving of just because you're a human being. And so too many mess ups is literally God showing you, like, this might not be the person for you. It doesn't mean they're a bad person or a bad friend. It just means they have a lot that they got to like figure out, and it just might not serve you because it doesn't match your spirit and your morals, but it might serve someone else. It just doesn't serve you. And so because I love so hard, like when I say I'm with you, I'm with you. When I say I'm loyal, I'm loyal. It's very hard for me to get past the fact that no matter how loyal you are, right? Or no matter how much you love people, that doesn't mean these people are supposed to love you. I stayed in plenty of situations way too long, and I think you should at times, because it's lessons. Like, we're going to go through it. Like, I had to go through it to grow through it. Like, I'm happy I did, because now I have discernment. Like, I know instantly when this isn't a person that's emotionally intelligent enough for me to surround myself with. So it happens. We're going to all do it, but you'll get through it. I feel like my faith has definitely helped me with forgiveness, because when you understand that Jesus constantly gives us a second chance, right? And even when we like don't feel deserving of it, and we feel like, dang, like I turned my back on God, or I keep doing this thing that I know I'm not supposed to do, and I'm just living a little reckless. But the fact that I can always come back to God, always circle the block, always create that community again, and always end up getting blessed. How could you not give the same grace to someone else? The fact that God can even do that for us is a beautiful thing. And so when you really understand the power that you actually have, and that this is what it is, you have to look at all your faults, all of your wrongs. You can't sit in a judgmental mindset. And you got to understand that, like, you ain't perfect either. Like, okay, you might not have did what you ain't like him to do to you, or what you ain't like her to do to you, but you're no better, right? There's no better. Everybody has a fault. And that's where faith stepped in for me, because it's like, I can't sit here and feel like I'm better. My lack, my trauma, whatever it is that I didn't deal with in myself that could have hurt other people, is just as bad with what was done to me. And so when you understand that and you see how Jesus did it, you can do it. Ooh, what is a step? A step that you could take today to release resentment. First, you got to forgive yourself, because I think we become resentful. There's a bunch of sides to it. You can become resentful for someone else choosing themselves, or you can become resentful because you're mad at yourself. Like, it's so many different ways we can spin this. But in order to let go of resentment, you first have to forgive yourself, because there is a level of like regret that you're dealing with that makes you feel like you have all of this resentment. Because no matter what someone did to you, or no matter what you did to someone, it is still all a mirror in self-work. So whatever you attracted, there is something within you that attract that. And because you missed the signs, now you have to forgive yourself. So you can't live in resentment. You can't live in anger and all these different things, because one, you're not going to be healthy, but two, it makes zero sense, because you're never going to grow. So go through, grow through. Like, that's the first step. Next, that means you're harboring a lot of emotions, and you haven't gotten the opportunity to let it out. So you have to find a way to do that, whether you have a close friend that you can vent to. But venting is not like, this is the thing that like I cannot stand about people who vent, but they don't do anything about it. If you are going to vent and you're going to let it go, you have to put in action to do that. So it becomes annoying when you're that friend that's like talking and talking and talking and talking and talking about the same thing, but you're doing nothing. So you have to release it, but also in the conversation with an expectation of what you're going to do so you can be accountable. Venting and letting it out isn't just letting it out so we can circle the block and talk about it on Tuesday. Like, babes, we gotta have a solution. And so I think it's very healthy to journal. You can journal it out, move past it, and also at the end of your letter or whatever it is, say, this is what I'm going to do about this. This is what I'm going to receive next, like ending it with something. And even when you talk to your friends, you can ask them, so what do you think I should do? That doesn't mean you have to do it, but the point of expressing is to have a solution. We're not just out here expressing to stay suppressed. Like we gotta get it together. So, yeah, I think between those two, I think you can very much, let go of resentment, but you have to do the work after you let it all out. I mean, if I could go back in time and still choose to love the same people, I definitely would, because I don't regret the love that I give. I don't regret the people that I've chose. Like, I feel like to become her, to become you, to become him is an ever evolving journey. And it is a beautiful journey. Like, not everything you go through is literally to make you who you're going to be. And now that I'm a mom, I'm happy that I've gone through so many different things, and I love so many people who I can say didn't deserve it. But at the end of the day, Jesus said they do. So I have to do the right thing and still love people through it all. And without the crazy situations I've been in life with friends and relationships and families, if I didn't have those experiences, I don't have any knowledge to give to the next person. And now that I'm becoming a mom, it's so beautiful that I have so much knowledge at such a young age that the things that I didn't know about, she's going to know about. Like, I get to protect her. Like, she's going to be the smartest girl ever. Like, she doesn't have to go through what I went through. That is freaking beautiful. So I would never regret a person. I would never stop loving. I love everybody that hurt me. I love everybody that don't love me. Okay. Like, you helped me learn me. And that's the point. That's the journey. We're going to meet so many people. We're going to love so many people just to learn who we are and who we truly should be. It's your calling. You got to go through to grow through. All right, you guys. So we are about to hop into the Calling Kelly segment. I'm so excited. You guys always submit the best questions ever. You guys had so many questions on this topic. Let's dive right into it.
Someone emailed and asked, my father's child stepped out on me with another woman while I was pregnant. I've been holding on to so much anger, especially with her, because she knew who I was. How can I forgive a woman who knowingly destroyed my family and had no regard for my well-being while pregnant?
Before you have any resentment towards that person, first and foremost, you need to look at that man, right? You need to understand that this goes to show that this person lacks a lot of empathy, a lot of structure, a lot of thought. They're very selfish. You're dealing with the person that is completely not ready, who is willing to throw away their entire situation, their entire family, hurt not just you, but multiple strings of people, right? Because a marriage is not just you and him. Like, there's grandparents, there's friends, there's relationships, there's people you created, and there's also a child who can possibly be raised up in trauma because of this. So you first have to address the person that you decided to lay down with. At this point, you also need to understand that maybe you didn't get to know this person enough. So address that, forgive that, understand that it has completely nothing to do with you. There's a level of validation that they need, that they feel they didn't get in the marriage, or that they feel they didn't get in the relationship, or a level of attention that they desire so badly that they had to literally risk their entire life and family and you to go and get another person. I mean, it takes so many steps. So it just goes to show the lack of like self-love, the lack of confidence that they have. So address that first, forgive that first before you ever try to address another person. Okay, so now we can address the woman, right? So a woman to step into another person's situation, they lack a ton of empathy. They lack what they don't know. This woman most likely doesn't know what it feels like to be a wife, because clearly she's not a wife, because she's going after another man and she's looking at your dynamic and she wants the dynamic that you have. She doesn't know. She doesn't know what it's like to be a mom and go through postpartum and do all of these things. But even if she does, she still is not in your shoes. She's not a married woman. She don't even know what this is like. And because of that, she will be taken through her own storm. Because even if you didn't know, that doesn't mean there's not consequences for your actions. Because what you did have knowledge on, you did have knowledge that this person was married. You did have knowledge that this person is taken. You did have knowledge that there's a child. And you lack so much empathy that all of the things that you actually want, they don't realize they're setting themselves back. So you want love, you want to be seen, you want what you see this other woman has, and then you're going to get a reality check. Because when it's time for you to really have it, you might be taken through that storm as well. You reap exactly what you sow. Liked minds are going to always be liked minds together. So there was something else that hit my spirit that I was going to say and I lost it. When someone steps into your situation, it feels like they won, right? Like, you got my man, you won. They didn't win. They did not win anything. In their brain, they think of it as a game. Like, oh, I'm going to get her man. Why? Because she has low self-esteem. There is millions of men in the world, but you want to go after someone that's taken because you want to prove a point within yourself. You like what you see at some sort of capacity. You want to feel that within yourself. So you cannot look at it as that woman won. She didn't win. She played herself. If a man cannot sit here and be loyal to all of the responsibilities that he sat there and created, he's definitely not going to be loyal to her. So what you do is you assess the situation, you understand where they're at, you understand that they are both operating at a very low vibration. You forgive, you pray for them, you move on, and you start operating and receiving at a high vibration. That is all you can do.
Okay, this one. Someone asked, how do I forgive when the pain still is there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so forgiveness is understanding that you're going to be damaged and hurt for maybe a long time, right? So you can't think that because you're forgiving yourself or because you're forgiving someone else that everything's going to be fine and dandy and now you are going to be a saved, sanctified, and set free person. Like, that's just not how it works, babe. Like, we have emotions. We're going to cry about it. We're going to feel a way about it because we're human. So you have to literally go through to grow through, because if you don't allow yourself to feel emotions, you actually can't heal. So you have to cry about it. You have to talk about it. You have to burn yourself out about it. So then you actually can take the steps to do better for yourself. So that is the purpose of dealing with situations and growing and learning in life. Like, you have to be pushed to the limits and go through things just so you can learn lessons sometimes, or just so you can be a better human, or just so you can be prepared for the next possible downfall that you feel is a downfall. Like, this is just what it is. You can't get away from pain. This is what makes us human. We fall, we bleed, we scratch, we break. Like, that is what we are, right? So you have to kind of allow yourself to feel every emotion. Don't try to lie to yourself. Don't try to entertain yourself with other things just to like suppress it, because eventually you're going to have to face the feelings. And yeah, you can still forgive, but it's going to be painful. The part of forgiving to me is it's very painful, but you'll get through it.
Somebody asked, how do I know if the relationship is wrong for me or if they're just struggling to get it together?
Well, first, I think that we're all struggling to get it together. No one's going to come into a relationship perfect. Um, Relationships are an ever evolving journey, right? So you're going to get in it and you're going to meet so many different versions of yourself, so many different versions of this partner. You guys are going to go through so many different things that are going to make you guys become a little bit different at times. We're all going to struggle in life. We're all going to try to struggle to be better. Struggle doesn't have to look like trauma. Struggle doesn't have to look like pain. Struggle is just a part of the journey of life, right? So when struggle becomes toxic, when struggle becomes not for you, meaning whatever boundaries you have, whatever morals you have set, when those are crossed, that's no longer a struggle, those are choices. So you have to understand and decipher the difference. I think that you'll know if someone is for you if it is not toxic. I don't believe toxicity is anything people have to live in. I don't think toxicity is something that's for anybody. I don't think anybody should have to be in that kind of situation. So if it's toxic, I personally feel like it's not for you, but there's ways to obviously navigate through things, stick it, work it out together. If it all makes sense and it all works out for you and it's can be beautiful even when it's ugly, I think great, stay in your situation, but it is one of those situations where I would need context. Like I would need to know what it is that you're truly going through to tell you if this is for you or not. But ultimately, I feel like using your synergy, using your discernment, praying about it, you'll know if something is for you or not.
How do I trust my emotions with who to date when my emotions have led me to choose wrong multiple times? I keep choosing the wrong person, even when I feel like I've healed.
If you're making decisions solely off of your emotions, you're starting out wrong, right? Because emotions change all the time. Emotions are so bipolar. Like 1 minute you can be happy, 1 minute you can like somebody, 1 minute you won't like somebody, 1 minute somebody will say something and you like it, and the next you don't like it. Like emotions are ever evolving. They're changing constantly all day, every day. Like 1 minute I'm hot, 1 minute I'm cold, 1 minute I feel this, 1 minute I feel that. Like 1 minute I want to sleep, 1 minute I want to get up. That is emotions. It's so bipolar, right? So if you're choosing people based off of how you feel, you started off wrong anyway. Feelings are beautiful, but feelings are very temporary, because if we are speaking relationships are to build a life with each other, longevity, logical things, right? So when you are choosing, you should be choosing for your future, not for your person today. So what are the things that you know you want for yourself as a woman? What is it? Write it out. Know that first. Because if you have no plan, no direction of who you are, what you want, and what you're deserving of, you can't even choose anything anyway. How can you choose anything if you don't even know what you should have? So of course you're going to move off of emotions. Of course you're going to be like, oh my God, I think he's so cute. Oh my God, I love him. I like him. He made me feel good. He got me flowers. Okay. So logically, can he be a father? Can he be a provider? Can he take care of you? Can he be emotionally available, emotionally intelligent? Can he do the things that God created a man to do, to even be your husband, right? Date with intention. If you're sitting there getting googly eye over a cute text messages or a cute flower, that is so, there's no true substance in that. There's substance in a man that has a plan and that is actively doing the plan. Okay. So we got to stop choosing from feeling butterflies in our stomach and think about it logically. Make sure they have their life set up. Make sure they have a plan. Make sure the plan that you have also aligns. And yeah, it'll save you a lot of time, a lot of toxic relationships, a lot of just therapy appointments. So choose wisely. We're good? Okay, so that was all the questions. I hope I helped you guys out. Make sure you guys follow all of my platforms in the comments below. You guys let me know what more you think I should talk about. If you have a certain situation that I should touch on, make sure you guys email me. You can see it on the screen. And yeah, this was a great episode. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.